Hello, everybody. Eric here with a weekly wrap up for a week that I did not check first. April 20th through the 26th. That is the week we are wrapping up. On my channel, on Monday, I had a review for Shadow of the Sasquatch by J.H. Moncrief. On Friday was a review of The Bug Collector by Wrath James White. Please check out both of those. Tuesday was an extra video. I was tagged by Kaylee Dobbs of Happy Goat Horror in the Snobometer book tag. It was 12 questions about book snobbery, and I ramble like a madman in that video. So if you want to see that, please check that out. And of course, on Wednesday was a reading remembrances for August of 2006. What did I read in August of 2006? Watch that video and find out. Let's see. Work-wise, the first 3 days of the week, the work week, I had to take on the responsibilities of my boss without proper training, in my opinion. But it all went fine. I know there are things that I did not do, and but they couldn't have been too important because I didn't get yelled at. I didn't get fired. My boss just took care of it when she got back from her little vacation. So that was fine. But they still want me to train to do all the things that she does, at least for our department. She does stuff for other departments as well. But I guess I'm just learning about our particular department. And that was work. Reading-wise, let's see. Had I finished Terror, Horror, and Agony by Judith Sonnet the last time I recorded a weekly wrap-up? I cannot recall. I think I had. It was the second book in the current book bundle that I'm doing, which is 5 short story collections. So I am currently reading and almost finished with the third book in that bundle, which is Deadlines by John Skipp and Craig Spector, which is actually, it's a short story collection / novel. If you want to know more, wait for my review. Hopefully, I will finish this evening and then record the review immediately following, which I've been doing with these short story collections so that I don't get like one author's story mixed up with another author's stories. So Deadlines, currently reading this, hopefully finished soon. Next up will be Abnormal Statistics by Max Brooks. Sorry, I actually just recorded my Reading Remembrances video, and there was a Max Brooks book in there. That's why that name was in my brain. The next thing I'm reading is Abnormal Statistics by Max Booth III. It's his short story collection. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Max Booth III. So, went to Half Price Books, picked up a few things. Let's take a look at what I got. First of all, we have Savage Pellucidar by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I've mentioned this before because I had last time maybe the last time or the time before that I went to Half Price Books, I picked up another Pellucidar book and wasn't sure if I'd had this or not. Checked, didn't have it, so grabbed it this time. Big fan of this series. It's probably my third favorite thing from Edgar Rice Burroughs after Tarzan and John Carter, of course, the big ones. And I don't think I've ever read the Carson of Venus stuff yet. But I really dig the Pellucidar stuff. So there's that. I'm going to save this one because that's the big score. We have John Saul, the Homing. Excuse me. I believe it's on the Unloved video, John Saul book review, where someone talked about John Saul and mentioned this book and said it's about bees, killer bees. Regular viewers know how much I love killer animals, my favorite subgenre of horror. So I had to find a copy of this and pick it up. And I might jump into this relatively soon just to get some Killer Bee goodness. And I think if you look very closely, there seems to be a bee in the eyeball. We'll see. And thank you to that viewer and commenter for pointing this out to me. Another one mentioned by a viewer. This is a book that I've had before, but I never read it. It's a movie that I've never seen, but talking about religious horror and things, and somebody brought up The Sentinel by Jeffrey Konvitz. And it's got a nice die-cut cover. You know, I love my die-cut covers. Unfortunately, it also has this now a terrifying movie from Universal, which I hate. But beggars can't be choosers. Looking forward to this one. It feels like this is becoming a retro horror channel. Or at least that's what my collection is becoming. But I'm still, getting new stuff. As a matter of fact, there are a couple other things at Half Price Books, new books, that I want to pick up. I didn't have the cash. Well, I did. I chose not to spend it. Trying to be a little more sensible with my money. Anyway, then we have Cursed Be the Child by Mort Castle. This is from Leisure. And nice creepy cover. Killer children. Actually, it's funny because when I grabbed this without reading the back of it, and then got home, read the back, and it sounds very much like a John Saul novel. What I consider to be the majority of his novels, although that's probably completely wrong. It's just that I read a whole bunch in a row that were like this, but this has a 5-year-old girl who dies, and in the past, and then in the present, a 5-year-old girl and her family move into a new house. Very, very John Saul. But it's not. It's Mort Castle. I was going to say that dead silence there because I was going to say looking forward to reading this, but again, that's always the case. That's why I'm buying these books. This one, wow. I'm a little, do I talk about controversies? This is The Buffalo Hunter by Peter Straub. This is a, what does this say? The rare Peter Straub novella. And this is actually a library copy. So it does, from Amherst Public Library. So it does have a little stamp on the title page, and then on the back, there's another stamp and a little sticker, but that's okay because I've never seen this before, and I thought I'd pick it up. This is from Cemetery Dance, and there is some great controversy going on currently regarding Cemetery Dance. I'm not going to go into it right now. If anyone's interested, you can check out Facebook or Google, or ask me in the comments below. But for now, let's move on to the final book. Excuse me, this was the most expensive one. Definitely not half price. I was very excited to see this. This is an author who has passed away, but is currently still taking up plenty of shelf space in bookstores, even Walmart. Walmart seems to always have 4 or 5, 6 of his books, being ghostwritten, of course. Not literally. His ghost is not literally writing the books. But that's because they're Westerns. You can find this author's Westerns everywhere and anywhere. The books are sold, it seems. As I said, new ones still coming out. New series still coming out. But his horror I find is very, very difficult to find. And so anytime one pops up that I haven't seen or don't have, I'm going to grab it unless it's outrageously priced. Some people, I think, will have figured out who this is already. So the final book that I picked up at Half Price Books this past weekend is Sandman by William W. Johnstone. We've got a skeleton cover and another killer kid. Possibly my second favorite subgenre of horror. I love good killer kid stories. His horror is... William W. Johnstone was not a great writer. And was very political, I believe, conservative, and it comes through in quite a bit of the stuff that I've read in the horror. But it's like a bad, entertaining horror movie. You know, those low-budget horror movies that are never going to compete with The Exorcist or Halloween or Scream or The Witch, whatever, but you still find them entertaining. That's how I see the William W. Johnstone horror. And I have, let's see if I can count from here. Let's see, where does it start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This makes number 12, but there's tons of it that I haven't found yet. I mean, I go on eBay every once in a while, and it's just a matter of how much I want to spend or have to spend. But very excited to have found this at Half Price Books, even though it was not half price. So that's everything that I picked up at Half Price Books this past weekend. And now, a little movie review, because I went to the movies. I was very surprised at the price. I went at 10:15 in the morning, and it cost me, after tax, $7.21. And it's a brand new movie. I went to a theater that I have not gone to in ages, the Phoenix Theater at Great Northern Mall in North Olmsted, Ohio. The seats are so high, once I was up and into the seat, my feet did not touch the floor. They are heated seats. And they have, I forget what they call the sound system, but you can see a bunch of speakers along the walls. And before the movie started, there was a big thing on screen about this sound system and demonstrating how it moves around the theater and does this and that, and the seats would rumble at the loud, bassy stuff, vibrations going on. But what I saw was Sinners, the new Ryan Coogler movie starring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and Delroy Lindo. I should have done this before, because I have to look up the name of the one actor who, this is his first major role, possibly his first role ever. I'm on my phone here, going to IMDb. Go to search, go to Sinners. Come on. Get to cast. Miles Caton, Caton, plays Sammy, Preacher Boy. So Sinners, for the people that don't care about the details, 6 out of 5, 11 out of 10, 101 out of 100, whatever scale you want to use. This is one of the best movies I have seen in ages. I was blown away. It wasn't unexpected that it was good. It's Ryan Coogler. It's Michael B. Jordan. Excuse me. Everybody I know, it's been out for a week, and everyone I know on social media who has seen it has been raving about it. Number of people already seeing it multiple times. If I had that kind of time and money, I would go see it again in the theater. This is absolutely something I'm going to buy on Blu-ray when it comes out. For those who don't know, it is a... and if you don't want to know, skip ahead a little bit. Maybe I'll give a thumbs up when I'm done talking about anything that's potentially spoilery. So, starting now, this is a vampire movie. It's very clearly shown in the trailers, so that's not a surprise. Michael B. Jordan plays twin brothers. It takes place in 1932, I believe. Michael B. Jordan is twin brothers, the Smokestack twins. Smoke is the business-oriented one. Stack, a little more playful, wants to have fun. But they are bad dudes. They've come back to Mississippi from Chicago, where they were running with Al Capone, and they want to open a juke joint. And so the first half of, and our other main character, or possibly the main character, is Sammy, preacher boy, who's the son of a preacher, just wants to play the blues. And he's a cousin of the Smokestack twins. And so they go and pick him up because he wants to go play at this juke joint, and they take him to help them set everything up. This takes place all over one day, mainly. And so the first half of the movie, and this is structured a bit like From Dusk Till Dawn, the first half of the movie is the Smokestack twins setting things up, getting someone to cook, getting a banner and a sign for the place, getting musicians, doing everything they need to set up this juke joint, and it's absolutely fantastic. Just that first half, I mean, the whole movie's fantastic, but that first half of the movie, the dialogue, the acting is all so fantastic. We're meeting all of these characters, and I found myself smiling as I was sitting in the theater just at the dialogue and the characters, and Michael B. Jordan's performance is so amazing, and the effects are incredible. There's a scene early on when we meet the Stackhouse twins. I keep saying not Stackhouse. Smokestack twins, excuse me. They're both, it's, Michael B. Jordan playing both, facing the camera, in frame, passing a cigarette back and forth. And it just looks incredible. Knowing, the tricks that are used for having one person play two characters and interact with each other. I don't know if it's one of them's a body double with Michael B. Jordan's face CGI'd on. I don't know if it's, he filmed both sides and the cigarette is CGI so that they're able to actually pass something back and forth. Except that, the precision to get their hands. If he's filming on this side, he's got the cigarette and he goes like this and stops here, and then he's filming this side and reaches over to take the cigarette, the precision to have their hands match up perfectly would be incredible. So also different ways they could do it. I'm kind of hoping that on the Blu-ray it'll have lots of special features and maybe they'll show how they did that scene. I think the easiest thing would be just CGIing his face on there. But anyway, so the first half of the movie, all this set up with incredible performances. Delroy Lindo is great. Haley Steinfeld is there's other I apologize for not knowing all these other actors. There's a woman that Preacher Boy Sammy is interested in. She's fantastic. There's a woman who is Smokes. I don't know if she's his wife or just his girlfriend. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a thing that makes me think they were married, perhaps, except he went off to Chicago. She's fantastic. And then the vampire stuff starts and things get crazy. So again, it's very much dusk till dawn. The first half of the movie seems to be one thing, or is one thing, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose in the second half, and we've got vampire shit going down. The guy that plays the lead vampire, let's see if I can. Where the hell is that guy? Did I pass him up? There he is. Jack O'Connell playing Remick. Fantastic. Loved his performance. And there's a scene before the vampire attack at the juke joint where Preacher Boy Sammy is playing a song. I don't want to give away what happens, but it is this incredible, it's an amazing song, but the scene itself is this incredible, surreal, might be not quite the right word, but it's a very symbolic scene, what happens in it. It's not just a straightforward, hey, here's this dude playing and people dancing in the juke joint kind of thing. Let's just enjoy his performance. There's much, much more going on. And an amazing, amazing scene. So I think I don't want to say too much more. Just an amazing story, amazing performances, amazing direction, all around. Just possibly now my favorite vampire movie. Oh, that's a tough call. I love Near Dark so much. That's been my favorite vampire movie since I've seen it. But this movie is so, so good. Sinners. Given the thumbs up. So it's safe to come back now if you don't want to hear anything at all about Sinners, except that it is the best movie that I have seen in so long. And I'm excited to see it again. I don't think I'm going to go to the theater to see it again. Again, time and money and all that. But absolutely going to pick it up when it comes out on home video. Fantastic. Let's see. So, the rest of this weekly wrap-up. Saw a couple decent trailers before the start of Sinners. I might try to get to the movies more often, especially if I can go for $7. I might have to start going to the North Olmsted Theater instead of the one in Westlake. I always went to the one in Westlake because there was a Barnes & Noble right there. But maybe I'll go to North Olmsted. There's a half-price books right there. The Final Destination Bloodlines is coming out. Megan 2 is coming out, 2.0. The new Superman movie, which I'd really like to see. Thunderbolts, I'm on the fence about that. I haven't been thrilled enough about Marvel movies. Not superhero fatigue or not putting down the Marvel stuff. Just, they're not events anymore. And without my nephew and his wife here, for us to go and make an evening of it, it's just not the same. I think there's some other horror movies coming out that I just can't think of off the top of my head that have me intrigued to go to the theater. Anywho, I think that is it for my weekly wrap-up. And, what about you? How was your week? Did you do anything exciting? Have you seen Sinners? Did you think it was as amazing as I did? Have you heard about Cemetery Dance? Let me know all of this in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Bluesky in the description below. And that's all I've got for you this week. So until next week, read more books and watch more great movies.